So, as you guys know, since the right's really large explosion of popularity on YouTube in the last couple years with the Red Pill crowd, we've seen a growing and rising acceptance of pedophilia within certain, sort of secluded online spheres of the internet. Now, contrary to what conservatives would tell you, claiming that this is gay people, it's actually the right themselves. You see, Lolicon, for those of you guys who don't know, is pedophilia. It's, to really just put it out simply, it is animated child porn, is what it is. And there is an entire massive community of people online that have come together and formed a bit of a vanguard of, looking out for each other, a community that, looks out for their own, of unironic pedophiles who proudly tout themselves as lolicons and lolly porn consumers, or also Shota, being the male version. Now, they of course like to claim that because it's not real and it's just drawn, that doesn't make them pedophiles, or at least they don't claim it doesn't make them pedophiles, they claim it means they're not hurting anybody. Some of them won't even argue against your claim that they're a pedophile. Now, because of, there being so much hyper-focus on LGBT people as being these supposed, wolves in sheep's clothing looking to hurt children, an entire massive explosion of lolicon right-wing pedos have gotten quite large and quite influential online as of late. Now, I've actually covered one of them not too long ago, who unironically did quite well on Twitter, despite being the person you are about to see in this video. This was probably the most memorable example of a lolicon that I've covered. This is the type of people they are when you encounter them in public. The lolicon's the one who's recording, by the way. The pedophile is the one who's recording the video. And he's going to harass this woman here holding the spaced sign. Now, on top of that, the video was posted by the person who recorded it and had a substantial amount of support on Twitter. This post got tens of thousands of likes, and following its posting, the account received tens of thousands of followers. How many of them were people that thought the account was posting the video to make fun of the person and followed not knowing what they were getting themselves into? I don't know, but I have a feeling probably not that many of the influx of supporters this Ministry of Otaku person got. She's dressed as Tifa? Yes, she is! I wish Tifa was an FF14. That'd be cool. That's the only Final Fantasy game I play.
Boo! Seriously? You in for a fight? Are you serious? You looking for a fight with that sign? Fetishizing lollies? Pedophilia? You really looking for a fight? Seriously? Seriously? Looking for a fight?
God, that's such a good video. That's such a good video. Choose Goose ass voice. Burst sounded like Choose Goose. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. That guy is not exactly the perfect example of these degenerate people in their community online. Because they've actually started to grow. Well, if you care at all about kids not being fetishized on the internet by large public figures, they've started to grow terrifyingly large. For example, a content creator who I've covered numerous times on the channel before, who has actually responded to me and sent harassment waves my way plenty of times before, so I have no doubt it'll happen again. Rev says Desu. This guy, as you can probably tell from literally any amount of time scrolling through his YouTube videos and knowing that this is his VTuber avatar, is a lolicon. He's quite open about it. He is quite defensive of lolicon, lolly consumption, lolly porn consumption, and he fetishizes underage anime characters quite frequently on his channel. He has 626,000 subscribers. He is extremely huge in the VTuber community, And funnily enough, through this guy, I found out that a fair amount of VTubers in that sphere that are like the women with like the cutesy, like chibi girl, like anime, like VTuber avatars. A lot of them are themselves like Nazi grifters pandering to an audience of pedophile Nazis. I believe Pippa Pipkin is a good example of this. Someone who, like, last time I covered Rev Says Desu, Rev Says Desu is making like a bunch of like glazing defense videos for her, because she'd like made a bunch of like JQ posting jokes, and not only is this guy a lolicon, but also far right. Now, the reason why we're talking about him today is because for the first time, he's actually starting to get a fair amount of public scrutiny. Like, people are starting to wake up and realize, wait a minute, there is a YouTuber with 613,000 subscribers? Or sorry, is that right? Sorry. 626,000 subscribers who is an open pedophile? Excuse me? Hold on? And people are starting to take notice. You see, recently a horror game released. I actually don't know if it was recent or not. I don't know when it came out. I don't even know the name of the game, and I don't care. It's not really relevant at all in any way to what I want to talk about today. But it's apparently a horror game. Like, it seems to be text-based from, like, the screenshots I've seen of it on Twitter. And it is centered around, or at least one of the main plot points, or one of the things that occurs in the game, is an incestuous relationship between the main characters who are brother and sister. There's also apparently cannibalism and stuff in there. It's a horror game, so if it was meant to be played off for the sake of, like, shock, gross out, or some other, like, you know, meant to disgust the audience and not meant to arouse or, like, play into anyone's weird fetishes, then I suppose that's fine. But at the same time, like, I like, like, Game of Thrones has, like, Jaime and Cersei Lannister, and their relationship is portrayed, and I'd say a pretty responsible way, even with how bad the, comparably bad the final seasons of Game of Thrones are, you know, to the beginning ones. So, like, I don't think the idea of portraying incest in media itself is entirely wrong. Don't kink shame me, Zan. Alright, I have a personal connection to this, guys, alright? I am not into, like, step-sister incest shit. It's a massive turnoff for me. So when I go to Pornhub and I search, like, MILF or whatever, and I see a hot-ass lady in the thumbnail, and I'm like, let's go! Let's fucking go! And I click the video. And then the first thing I hear is some fucking horribly acted out scene about how they're, like, related but not really, though. And it's like, exit out. God damn it. Fuck. Penis flaccid. The amount of incest porn that has flooded the MILF category on every porn site ever is absolutely shameful, okay? It is genuinely shameful and a little scary, to be honest. Obviously, it's not real. Obviously, I know that. But the fact that it's meant for people who are into it means that it's a big part of the fetish of the video, and they don't let you forget it. You can't, like, skip through the dialogue like in a video game and just get to the gameplay, because even in the gameplay, they're talking about it still. Yeah, so you incest fetishizers, you guys are on my shit list. What can I say? You're on my shit list. That in mind, though, this game is odd, to say the least, from what I've seen of it and from what I've heard of it. Maybe it's not as bad as people are making it out to be, and it's a bit of like a over-exaggeration or whatever. I don't find that very likely, but, you know, I don't really care. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant. Because Rev Says Desu has come out as a staunch defender of this game, and regardless of whether or not Rev Says Desu's defense of the game is a rare hit, a rare non-miss, or not, this has gotten a lot of people's attention on this weirdo in a way that I am very happy to see. So basically, the Sigma female ended up posting this screenshot after quote tweeting someone with a name I cannot repeat because it has the N-word in it, who said, "Imagine you say incest is bad and some," I can't say that word, "makes a YouTube video about it calling you a weirdo because of it." And the Sigma female quote tweeted it, saying, "Yeah, that was me." This is the Sigma female's tweet, quote tweeting the person below. And it is a screenshot of this Lolicon YouTuber's video titled "Developers of, quote, problematic horror game mock outrage from Twitter freaks." He likes to call, like, lefties on Twitter Twitter freaks, or people who don't like Lolicon Twitter freaks. Like, his go-to response to people who think that pedophilia, or that Lolicon is pedophilia, is to call anyone who says that a pedophile. So it's literally all just deflection. He just, like, if you call out the fact that he likes to jack off to drawings of little girls, he'll say, you must be a pedophile. That's unironically what he'll do. And his fans will do it too, as they, like, brigade your channel. But, that aside, though, he made an awful, very cringe video, and people are talking about it. People are certainly talking about it. We can read some of the replies here. "How do you find these people to get under their skin? I've seen you in more callouts and weird quotes than anyone lately. They censored incest, they censored the word, but doing it is fine?" Well, yeah, because they want to get monetized. Of course it's fucking Rev Says Desu. Why the fuck am I in the video too? Is that actually in the game? I thought, yeah, I don't care about the comments about the game. Oh, here we've got a nice screenshot of an old tweet from Rev Says Desu when his profile picture was literally like, I'm sorry, can you get any more mask off, dude? Every single pedophile I've ever had to ban or block had a profile picture that was basically this. Like, fuck, he was going way more mask off back in 2020, it seems. 10 years ago, a fully clothed woman was enough to get you excited. Now you need a Futa lolly voring a non-consenting amputee magical girl while tickling her blood-related sister's feet to even get started. Guess that's just growing up. 728 likes. Now, I don't think it's any surprise to you guys that nobody who isn't a pedophile so, like, brazenly jokes about being a pedophile. Right? Like, normal people who are not, like, pedophiles do not want to be associated with that, unless they do not joke about being that in a way that's like, oh, am I being serious? Am I being ironic? Am I being serious? Am I being ironic? The normal people don't joke like that unless they are a pedo and think joking like that makes it seem as though they must be joking. Joking, being so open like that makes people assume they must be joking. It's very disturbing. It's very weird. He's made a follow-up video coping about the response. We'll give it a short watch, but we're not even responding to this video. We're not even responding to this creeps video. We're not even, like, going to watch the whole thing. We're just going to watch a little segment of it so you guys can get, in motion, an idea of how fucking weird this guy's videos are. Yes, this is his lolly VTuber avatar. That is, yes. I believe it's actually I had a comment on one of my videos recently tell me this is a character from something that was ripped and recolored. Like, this character is like a recolored rip from, like, an anime, apparently. I don't know which one. I didn't, like, it's some obscure bullshit you would never remember the name of in a million years, but yeah, apparently that's the case. Nico Yazawa from Love Live, if I recall correctly. Okay. Well, there you go. You guys can Google that and tell me if that's true. Yeah, it kind of looks like Nico Yazawa from Love Live School Idol Project. Jesus Christ, that is an insane name. Yeah, so now you know what I mean by you would never remember that name in a million fucking years, right? So yeah, like most of these like VTuber weirdo right-wing grifter types literally ripped their VTuber avatars from somewhere else. Like there's not an original thing about it. It's just like a recolor or like a very slight redesign. Something I found out recently was that you guys know my old stalker, Flamenco, the crazy Nazi dude who ended up getting outed himself. He got outed as a Lolicon as well. He's also friends with this guy, Flamenco, my old stalker. He's a big fan of this guy and a big, they're like mutuals on Twitter and they're buddies. So he got like excised by the rest of the YouTube community when he got outed as a pedo. And he's very big in this sphere. So I thought you guys would like that little bit of trivia. And not only that, but he does the same thing. His VTuber avatar, because he resorted to doing like VTuber content, his VTuber avatar is literally like one of the default avatars on like the list of moving avatars you can get on one of those websites, I guess. It's like, it's not an original one. He didn't like commission it or anything. It's not an original avatar that he uses. Little dog in the teacup. So that's funny. These people literally just like find free assets and like do whatever. Apparently this character in lore is supposed to be 17, which obviously still underage, but also I don't care how old they're supposed to be in lore. When people are jacking off to pictures, all that matters is if you looked at the picture and said, how old do you think that, like, and thought, how old do I think that person is? And you think looks like a kid, then the person who's jacking off to that shit's a pedo. That's how that works. Yeah. Like this is very clearly meant to be a kid.
Right here. So once again, I'm tapping the glass because Twitter users are treating fictional characters better than real life human beings. Now, how did this happen this time? Well, a lot of people.
So for those that don't know, this is their argument, right? Like that actually the people who are against lolicons, like championing it and having a culture around it online, care more about fictional characters than little kids, like real little kids. And so that makes people who don't like lolicons the bad guys. I just realized how insanely oversized the glasses are on this avatar. That is actually like annoying. Like it's actually annoying. Yeah, holy shit, that's actually... I feel like it's meant to play even more into the character looking like a child, too. Like, the glasses are too big to fit. It's not even cute. It's like, it takes you out of the, like, looking at the character, because it doesn't even look like it's part of the avatar. It looks like something he added on top to avoid copyright infringement for stealing this character's design from an anime.
Are angry about the recent release of a horror game on Steam. That game is called The Coffin of Andy and Lele. Now, this is a horror game with themes such as murder, gore, cannibalism, satanic worship, and so on. However, Twitter users are largely not angry about those themes. However, they are very angry about an additional theme contained within this game, and that is an optional route at the end of the game where these two brother and sister characters end up together. And despite everything that Twitter is trying to say about that optional route, no, it is not glorifying that theme. It is showing it quite literally as the bad.
Okay, I have to know if this dude made a video shitting on Baldur's Gate for the druid sex scene. The entire, right wing online tried to start a culture war against Baldur's Gate of all games. It failed very quickly. It was a very big L for the right. Didn't get anywhere. Because of the druid sex scene in Baldur's Gate. Can we, if he's made a video criticizing the left in any way, shape, or form for defending that, which, by the way, my understanding of that scene, I haven't seen it, but the way I had it described to me by a podcast that I listened to was there's 6 lines of dialogue, 6 dialogue choices you have to go through, and you have to select the right one every time. and then you have to wait a while, and then you have to go through like several confirmation dialogue options, and then at that point you get the option to transform. If you're a druid, you get the option, or if they are a druid, I think, they get the option to transform into a bear if you tell them to, and then if they do, it like, as they're about to fuck, it like cuts away to like a tree where there's a squirrel who's got like an acorn, and he like looks and like drops it, and he's like, what the fuck? That's my understanding of the scene. Like, it's not even like graphic or anything, but the right, it's played for comedy, right? But the right like tried to say it was the left loves this Baldur's Gate game, and it's about bestiality. And it didn't get anywhere. As you can see, Baldur's Gate is currently pretty much unanimously seen as like the best game to come out in the last 15 years, maybe more.
Bad ending. It is the ultimate display of this toxic relationship between these two characters. It is not a good thing. They're not portraying it as a good thing. It is there to make you uncomfortable and unsettled, just like other themes in horror. And for some reason, Twitter users are missing that point entirely and are fixating on this one optional route. Now, a few days ago when I made this video covering those related tweets,
I have a feeling that he's not emphasizing the incest for the sake of emphasizing how horrific it is and how toxic or disgusting their relationship is. They're smiling and like embracing each other with cry about it going like in his thumbnail. That's his thumbnail. Like, way to support your own argument there by saying, yes, it's disgusting and horrible. That's why the game's portraying it. Shows a thumbnail of him portraying it as like a thing that that he likes. Like the relationship itself is something that he likes. Yeah. He's a weirdo. This is far from the weirdest video he's done, by the way. Like, him actually outright saying he does not like the incest in the game is more than you could ever ask for him in most of his videos. Usually, this dude is just outright mask off defending his or others' consumption of just either Lolicon or Shotokan. I haven't heard his takes on like bestiality or incest before. Has he made a video on Baldur's Gate? I'm genuinely curious. I want to know if he did that like really contradictory flip-flop take. Yep, he did. Yes, he did. 2 months ago. The hypocrisy never stops. Oh my god, look at his thumbnail too. Holy shit. Look at his thumbnail. It's the scene on the left from Baldur's Gate where the left calls this brave, but the left calls the literal child on the right being sexualized degen. Christ. Yeah. So yeah, YouTube's basically just platforming and allowing the quite significant growth of like an open pedophile channel, just like they did with Amos Yee. I'm curious to see when YouTube's gonna get like actual consequences for this kind of thing. Like, once people realize, like, holy shit, there's an open pedophile YouTuber with 600,000 subscribers, like, how long is he gonna last? Like, YouTube, as a community, has a tendency of exposing these things, making it public, and basically wiping those content creators off the face of the earth. I don't know. I'm excited to see Rev Says Desu in the same place EDP is. I think it'd be quite funny.